I'm going to go ahead and introduce episode 17 of the Verdict Podcast. Still no I Am West, but I am joined today. Royce somehow made it back onto the podcast. I'm actually not even sure how. Triple entendre, don't even ask me how, because I'm not sure what's going on right now. But I'm joined by Royce, Gorilla Hit,
there you
a.k.a. the R59. Royce, not the 5'9". So, Royce, say what's up to the people.
What's going on? Back on the Verdict. I got back by high demand. That's what I say.
By high demand.
High demand. I'm back.
Okay. All right. So, second interview. Called him back in for a second interview. We're doing in-person interviews now. All right. So, we are joined today by Miss Sydney Celeste Rose. Do you mind if I put your full government out there like that?
That is actually not my legal name. That's my stage name.
Okay. All right. So, anonymity, is maintained absolutely at all times.
That's right.
I'm not putting my government name out there either, crazies out there. If you like this episode of The Verdict, please make sure you check us out on Instagram at The Verdict Podcast. Also, SoundCloud / The Verdict Podcast. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all get y'all handles off once right now. So, Royce, why don't you tell the people where they can find you?
Definitely follow me on Snapchat, R59, lowercase R59, Instagram, R-59. Please.
Please. Get them follows up. Get them likes.
I need those. Come on.
He needs them likes and follows. Okay, and Miss Sydney, why don't you tell my fans where they can find you, and I'm sure they will want to after they hear this episode.
My Instagram is where most of my stuff is. That's @_ Sydney Celeste _, and my Twitter is @_ Sydney _ Celeste.
Which of those platforms would you say you're more vocal on?
Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now why is that?
I just feel like Instagram gives you more freedom to post different things. Like Twitter, you have to write in pictures, and I don't like the way it goes. I mean, I like back and forth conversation, like if a fan or somebody was to message you, okay, but like to post a picture, I like Instagram better.
Okay, makes sense. I'm not a huge social media person, but I do dibble and dabble really when I have the time. As I told you earlier, I'm working like 19 jobs.
20.
Almost. I'm working on number 20 right now. I'm working on number 20.
We won't make 21.
Right, but I'm always, trying to find the next check and be compensated for my time.
No harm in that, then.
Right. So, okay, so,
I feel you.
And I promise to skip through these, these types of questions. But go ahead. I'd like for you to just introduce yourself. I listened to the song that you just posted on. Well, the songs that you have on iTunes, I listened to that one, and I listened to the one that you posted a few days ago.
The preview of the new song that comes out October 30th.
A lady like this, she'd never lie. You know you want to dance with me.
Okay.
Solidified? Is that
Yes.
Okay.
Solidify. So the two were kind of they were very different. Yeah, they were very different, varying sounds. So at first I kind of had you pegged as like this, like I don't know, like punk rock and roll kind of, like it was just very how can I say, like I don't want to say electronic, but just high energy on the single on iTunes, and then Solidified. That was a very I got a laid back vibe. So I was kind of having a hard time just well, what type of artist is she? So in your own words, how would you describe your music?
I would describe me as, and my music as eclectic. I don't like to do too many of the same things. I feel like I know I have more to offer than just one thing, so I try to be more versatile and give all different kinds of things because I love R&B. I love hip-hop. Like Against Me, the first single I put out was R&B hip-hop, and then the remix, probably you heard on iTunes, is more of a dance remix of that song.
Okay.
And then Solidified is like a dance song. So I do R&B, hip-hop, dance, pop. I like all kind of stuff. I want to appeal to like the masses, not just like one niche.
Okay.
So.
What would you say someone like your roots, like your musical inspirations are?
Oh my gosh! Oh, I remember singing Mariah Carey when I was little. I absolutely love her. Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Prince. Current day, I like Adam Lambert, Madonna. I like Stevie Nicks from the 70s. You said rock and roll. I like Aerosmith, the Heartbreakers. Who else? Hip hop, like Biggie, Tupac.
Okay, so if I were to look on your phone or go on your car, what's the last song, or what song would be playing in there? What's the last thing that you do listen to when you hopped out the car?
It is in my CD player right now. I still like CDs. Just so everybody knows that.
CDs. What is that?
What is the CD?
Compact disc. I love Jessie J. Actually, I was listening to her record, the last one she put out. She hasn't put out a record in a long time, but the last one, I really like her. I love her voice. I think I was listening to Jessie J. And I also listened to the latest Pink record. I love Pink.
Okay. So definitely some aggressive influences.
That's me. Don't I look so aggressive? Just kidding.
Okay, so how long would you say that you've been performing?
I probably did my first stage performance, solo stage performance, probably 5. I did several like dance recitals and stuff like that, and then after that, I think I was singing for my dance. I started singing. We were supposed to be dancing. I started singing. Then the teacher had said to my mom, maybe you should do something with her singing. Let her sing and dance. And then I started doing solos like at school and stuff like that. And then I was in church choir and did solos such and such. And then I just started becoming really, really fanatic about performing, and I just performed wherever I could.
Okay, and you actually had something like a deal on the table with like some for some
with the Christian music, because I grew up singing in church, and we traveled to different churches. And I was about 11, and I got offered a deal with Sparrow Records. It was a Christian music label back in the day, the one that had Zoe Girl and I think maybe Rachel Lampa. These are some of the songs I used to sing in church. I was really excited, but after I read the contract with my mom, she just did not think, me and her both did not think it was the right move. The contract meaning, not necessarily the music, so I didn't take the deal, and that's that.
What would you say about that contract kind of turned you off?
I was 11. I don't exactly remember all of it, but I just know that my mom had said something about the money may not be right and stuff like that, and there's no need to do all of that. If the money's not going to be right, you might as well just stick to being you.
Absolutely.
No need to sell out, yeah.
Absolutely.
Even for a Christian music concert, yeah.
They weren't promising you $500 on a Betamax, were they?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because I remember back in the day, that was like the going rate. You know, if you wanted to get somebody in a terrible contract,
exactly,
you slap them with $500 in a Betamax, and they were going their way.
Right.
Is Sparrow Records, are they around anymore?
I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Okay, hadn't checked in on them in a while, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so you made a transition.
A major transition.
Due to some, circumstances and occurrences in your life?
Yeah. I grew up very religious, but then it got to the point where I'm like, okay, am I just believing what they're telling me to believe? Or do I really believe this? When I took a step back, I was like, I think I got to turn on my own brain. Not that I'm no dissing anybody who believes whatever. I'm just saying for me, I had to say, I don't know if I really believe this. And so I had to just kind of
to fall back.
Make my own path, yeah.
You had to fall back. Okay. So if you had to, that's interesting that you would say that. So if you had to define your affiliation now, what would you say? If you feel comfortable even, putting that much information.
I believe that the universe is a beautiful place, and that if you believe in what you believe in, you can. What you put out, you get back to you. I don't necessarily believe in one particular affinity or whatever. I believe in do unto others as you would have them do unto yourself. Really, that's what I believe in.
Makes sense. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I told you I'm weird.
I personally don't believe in. I don't believe in any of it myself. I'll put that out there so that way you're not the only person disclosing, your personal affiliations. So if you want to direct hate mail, direct it to Royce because he's not even he's not even brave enough to even say how he feels. So direct it to him, for being yellow bellied for real.
Right.
If you really want to be mad at anybody.
Well, we already had this discussion.
We haven't had any discussion
of what it was before and what it is now. I'm pretty much
okay.
the same,
Okay. You're right. I'm gonna let you live now.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Where are you from originally?
I grew up in South Carolina, but I actually
what
was
part?
adopted. Florence, Charleston, around in there, Myrtle Beach.
Oh, where? I'm from Charleston.
Look at it.
Right. Yeah, I'm from Charleston. My mom's family's in Florence and Columbia.
Look at you.
Right,
We're
right.
already connected.
There you
Right.
go.
Right.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I don't know why we didn't get any kind of Geechee accent or anything.
From Florence.
Well, I spent a lot of my time in Charleston.
Okay.
So that's where it's very strong there.
Yeah, right.
But I guess it did miss me. And then you also don't sound like anybody I know from Florence. I wouldn't be like, oh, she sounds like she's from Florence, South Carolina.
Really?
Not at all.
Everybody's always like, yeah, you grew up in the South. When they hear me start talking, they can't
Really?
exactly pinpoint, but they know.
I was gonna. At first I thought maybe somewhere in like the tri-state area, that was before I had spoke to you on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was gonna say like Kentucky or Tennessee.
Yeah, I was gonna
Exactly.
say something
I was
like
gonna
that.
say
real
something like
country.
that.
Real
Yeah.
Southern
But then
draw.
when you look at me, you're like, whoa,
Right.
something's going on. Do I have my glasses on? She doesn't look Southern at all.
Right. So, what kind of support are you getting? I guess from people back home or your friends, your family.
My dad, he kind of really liked the Christian stuff. When I changed, and kind of that "Against Me" song kind of has to be a little bit to do with him. So I don't know if he kind of, when he heard it, he called me. He said, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be against you," because he figured it out after the song, but. Yeah, that's been a little bit rocky. They're very religious, so when I stepped away from that, it kind of hit a lot of people in the wrong place.
Right. They didn't like it, so to
Nah,
speak.
they didn't like it, but I have to be Sydney. So
Right.
What can I say?
What's your relationship with your dad like?
He's also an artist, a graphic artist, so we kind of see a little bit eye to eye with art on that.
Right.
But when it comes to music, my dad would just love to hear either hymns or Elvis. So with my songs, he's kind of like, call me when you got an Elvis song. And then I'll listen to you sing You're Nothing But a Hound Dog.
Right.
He's really old school.
Can't go wrong with the king.
I mean, I do like it, but I'm just saying, I'm not Elvis.
Right. So that's interesting, though. So you are two creatives.
Yeah,
which
and sometimes they go like this, and that was a lot of the problem.
Right.
So does that mean you write your own music?
I do.
Okay.
Okay. What do you classify as? How do you feel about people who don't write their own music?
Okay, this is a good one. I feel like if you ask me, if you're gonna be an artist, you probably need to put in something to what you're doing, whether it's the lyrics, the something, because otherwise, how can you deliver a product to people that are looking at you like you're the one, but yet it's somebody else? I don't feel like that's really truthful. I feel like you need to be there. Otherwise, you're not really a good vessel for the art if you don't have anything invested in it. That's what I think.
What if? Go ahead, Royce.
Well, no. That being said, and with the way the industry is now, a lot of people they don't write their own music. So if you were to catch that one great break, where I'm getting a contract, but they're providing you the music. How would you feel about that? Would you want to go ahead and sing their songs, or would you want to put your own spin to it?
I have been offered stuff where I've had to do stuff like that. Yeah, if I really don't believe in it, then yeah, I'll add a little bit of mine if they allow it. If not, I'll just be like, never mind, I pass. But I try to make sure I put my authentic vibe on it. I don't want it just to sound like, oh, here we go, here's another Britney Spears once again, or whatever, or whoever, dark-haired girl, I don't know. But I want it to be, this girl is interesting. She's got something to say. She has a story like Pink. That's why I love Pink. Jessie J, Stevie Nicks. Somebody who's got something. I don't want to just be some girl. So I feel I have to put my all into it.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's say, I don't know, Arista came in here and was like, hey, we're offering you a $2.5 million contract, and we got this song that Ariana Grande wrote. We just want you to sing and perform it. So you're just like, nah, I'm good?
I'd have to hear the song. If I like the song and I believe in it, I might say, okay, we'll do that just to get, just to start. But I'm not going to sit there and say, okay, I'm going to have her write all my songs. No. I'm good. I got a brain in my head.
You'd rather be recognized for your own work.
Right. Because I mean, that song "Against Me" won an award. Actually, it won Best R&B Song for the Academia Awards in Los Angeles.
Oh, really?
So, and I wrote that song. So I said, "Well, shoot, if I can do that, then I'm good. Don't worry.
So
trust and believe me a little bit."
You have award-winning material.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that's incredible. All right, and you describe this gentleman, Mr. TJ, as your better half. How long?
He is.
Okay, and how long? So, what is it like? Right. So, because I'm sure that there are, people who either come to your show or follow your fans who don't respect your relationship.
God, here you go.
What's that conversation like between the two of y'all? Like, are you like, look what this loser sent me? Or
sometimes I do that. I'm like, I wish I'm almost like, will you say something? But I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I can stand it for myself. Calm down, guy, or either I'm going to block you or stuff like that. That's normally what I'll do. I try to be nice with them at first, but if they're just going to keep on and on and on, I can't. I'm a Leo. Rawr. I can't do it with you.
Okay. So to set the record straight, you are taken.
Correct.
To let everyone
taken fully.
All right.
That was clear right there in the mic.
There you go.
That was
very happily
off the market.
What? How many years?
Taken.
6 years, you guys. So stop.
6 years.
Congratulations. She taken like Oryx.
Right.
Yeah. Only my nerdy fans will get that reference, but equals she's off the market. So
right.
So no dick pics and no inappropriate messages.
No
sliding in the DMs. Is that something that you guys kind of had to talk about? Like, hey, I'm an artist. This is kind of something you have to expect.
Right. Even when I first got together, I was doing more modeling at the time when I first met him. But even then, I was like, this is what it's going to be. I mean, I know I've been in the entertainment business since I was very small, so I know how things go. So I told him from the beginning, and he said, I got your back. I said, okay, we'll see. And we're here 6 years later, and I'm not falling yet. So
okay.
He's a good man. I'm very lucky.
Okay.
Thank you, Lord.
That sounds like you may be acknowledging that he has a lot to deal with.
He does. He does, though. He does. I'm loud, and I get cranky and stuff like that, but he deals with me.
Okay.
I've got my claws sharpened down or filed down.
Filed down.
Just for him.
That's great, man. Every
he said that's great.
Every artist needs,
a file sharpener.
They do. They need that support.
Exactly. That one person behind them.
Yeah.
Keep them going.
Keep them going. You know what I'm saying?
Sanity.
Put your picture as the screensaver so I know it's real. Make me your ringtone.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah, he
exactly.
does. Trust me.
Yeah,
that's why I told you that's against me. He's like, okay, can we change the song? Like, I've heard it enough.
So, where were you like mentally when you wrote that song Against Me?
Dealing with all the stuff from my dad. Okay, now I have to tell the story of where it came from.
Yes,
okay,
please, tell the story.
My mom passed away when I was 18. My dad, after she passed away, he kind of went a little bit. He's an artist too, so he went a little bit nuts. You know how we get every now and again. And he, not married, but hooked up with this girl, and she started doing drugs and this and that, and I'm like, okay, I already see where this is going. Where he's losing money. We got different stuff in the house. She's buying this. I said, oh my God. Please don't tell me this is happening to me. But then I realized, I said, this is happening to me. So I've got to grow up a lot faster than I was like 19 at the time. I was doing everything. Like I had to take place of my mom, do everything. And he kind of just kept battling with me. And I said, I can't. It's kind of like I watched Little Kim Driven, her and her dad. Kind of like me and my dad, and that was it. When she went after him with the little stabby thing, but I didn't go after him with the stabby. I threw him against the wall and said, that's it, you can't tell me what to do anymore. And pow, out the door, and then met him, and then moved away from there and let that cool down. And but yeah, that whole song is just about that situation of how I felt like everybody turned against me. I had to just completely, it's as if I was a newborn baby again. I had to learn how to walk, had to learn how to talk, like all the way over, completely, like mentally, physically. I just felt, because my mother just died, and my whole family just kind of Like, okay, bye. I'm like, okay, didn't know we were that kind of well off, but there we are. I don't know, maybe that was because they were hurting and they didn't know how to deal with me, because maybe two different, I don't know. But the point is, I had to keep my sanity somehow, and music is the only thing that has ever kept me straight and not doing anything stupid. So I wrote a whole bunch of stuff, and I found a diary of stuff I wrote before, and that turned into Against Me, because I just felt like everybody was against me. So
Even if I was the coolest now, doesn't mean you weren't against me, against me, against me. Oh well.
Okay.
Well, that's okay, because I'm not against me. I'm cool. And here we go.
You know,
I told you I love to talk.
those types of situations, they usually, give birth to, some feelings that you can dig deep into.
Yeah.
And, access some things. Would you say that's your favorite song that you've written?
Probably, as of so far, because it really does tell my story. And like I said, I want people to know that, look, my life has not been easy, but I've survived because I kept myself together, really, pretty much. So, yeah, I definitely say so, because that speaks about who I am as a human being, and that's the whole point. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you would, as far as your music is concerned, you would more so rather write about eventful things that's happened in your life versus now I have a lot of money and now I want to go out shopping, I want to do this. Things as far as, tragedies, so to speak, that's happened.
I tend to draw from experiences like that, but hey, I mean, that's fine with me if we want. I mean, don't get me wrong now. I am a Leo. I do like to shop and do all that fun stuff. We can do all that all day. I mean, I love my pretty leopards and this and that and thirds. But, I mean, there's a balance. I don't want to be one of those, like that Pink song called Stupid Girls, where they're walking around and they bump into things because they don't. I can't do that kind of stuff. There's got to be a balance. We can look cute, but we also got to have our light bulb on our head. That's me. I can't do dumb to get by.
You would prefer to have
no
your music
tuna
with
fish,
the
Jessica. Don't get me wrong, love Jessica, back up, but I can't do tuna fish. Okay, let's back up. She's adorable and I love her voice, but can't do tuna fish. Can do Nick Lachey, but I still love you. Just kidding. Told you I've got jokes.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I did notice somewhat of a pattern, like a cheetah/leopard pattern. Is that?
What do I've got zebras. Any type of those little wild animals, I love them.
Safari prints.
There you go. Like at work, when I go to work, sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, welcome to the jungle." I'm like, "Yeah, I love Guns N' Roses." They're like, "No, you, because you're always got your." So, okay, another joke.
Right.
I've always got my jungle.
You always got your cheetah print.
Right. Like, do you have anything else? I'm like, no.
Fifth cheetah member.
Just cover your eyes if you don't want to see it. Yeah.
Fifth cheetah member, Sydney Celeste. Okay,
Right.
So how long have you been in like this triangle area? This Raleigh, Durham.
Rodney. 6 years.
Okay,
6
so
years.
did y'all move here together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
From South Carolina?
He came and rescued me. He lived here, but he rescued me, and I came here.
Okay.
He did rescue me. That was the one time that I really needed rescuing. Just want everybody to know that I'm strong, but I just needed rescued at that one moment.
Okay. And fortunately, he was there. He swooped in.
Fortunately.
Rescued you. And
I would have choked my dad, unfortunately.
How do you feel about the area with regards, like, do you feel like, this area is supporting your music? Are they receptive?
Some people are. I feel like one thing around here I've noticed, artists, it's very hard to get other artists to support other artists. I'm
really?
Like, I have. You saying that like you think like you don't think believe me? You believe me or you don't?
Well, I'm from a place where that's true, but when I got to this region,
Raleigh.
Right, to Raleigh, especially like more so in Durham, it was just like this big open door. Like, hey, come over here and. What do you do? We want to support it. What's it called? What's it look like? Cool. And I felt like everybody was treating each other like that. Like, I mean, I just met Craig Leonidas the other day.
Oh my good Lord, you brought up a good one. Okay, Craig, you're great. I love you. He's really talented. I love him. And very humble, very nice.
Right.
Okay, for him, we applaud. That's one of the ones that, yes, I love.
Okay, so, he was in there,
You met him at the showcase.
Yes.
You said that I was going to meet. Okay,
right, yeah.
bad.
He was there. Craig was there, and he opened up.
That's
Craig
right.
actually, he battled a good friend of mine who was actually on the last episode.
Not Shane.
No.
I love Shame too, just so y'all know.
Better Understand This. He was actually the guest on my previous episode, right before my one that's playing right now. He drove here from Charlotte.
Awesome.
My family, when we moved from Charleston, we moved to Charlotte. So I lived there for a period of time. So he drove from Charlotte, and he lost in battle to Craig. And it was a pretty close battle. I thought it was dope, but when I was just meeting these, and I don't know if you were involved in Beats and Bars at all.
I think Shame had asked me to go, but I couldn't go. My bad, Shame. I still love you. When was that?
That was like
that was in the summer, wasn't it?
It was like a month ago.
Right.
Maybe a little more, but it wasn't long ago. Right. But it was a great experience for a local artist and just the city and for the area in general. I don't know if you know.
It was in Durham, right?
Yeah, it was in Durham. I don't know if you're familiar with like Joshua Gunn or George Amazawa.
Nope. Who are they?
Okay,
Tell me.
With G Amazawa's got that song Carolina Barbecue Sauce with the Slaw.
I haven't heard it.
Okay, yeah.
All right, we'll have that conversation later.
So and Jay Gunn is on there too, and like so so that's why basically, just long story short, when you were saying like other artists, I was like, wow, like these guys had me fooled. Like I thought, because I just been meeting those caliber of individuals who've been very supportive.
Yeah, there are a few that I've seen. Those two that you mean I don't know, but I know Shame and Craig. Those two are really good as far as talent and support. Yeah. Yeah,
and they were in that cypher too. And Shame definitely did his thing.
Oh my goodness! Yes, the two of them. I was like, do we even need to say anything else? Like, who wants to go up against them?
Right. Yeah, I think if I had to say, I feel like Shane probably killed the cipher. I listened to it about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And
who won it though? Did they do a winner?
I don't think. No, it's just
it was just a cipher.
It's just a cipher.
There was no winner. I'm used to Shane doing those. What is it he does where he texts me, vote for me, such and such.
Oh right.
K97.5.
Right.
Freestyle thing.
The freestyle battle every Friday.
I forget. Oh, I'm not voting.
Every Friday. I don't ever get to hear him because I don't listen to the radio. I should. Okay. But I don't, because they play the same thing over and over again.
You already know.
So outside of that, okay, so what kind of experiences have you had where you maybe were reaching out to work with somebody and you kind of felt like they were snubbing you or not being as friendly as possible?
I don't remember who. I can't remember names, but I've had issues where it's like, okay, who is this light-skinned girl trying to say she wants to sing R&B? Like, she's got to be out of her mind. They'll say, I can get that vibe from them because they're just, the way they message you back, it's just like it's like A and Z, way too off. They're like, I'm not even giving you a chance. But then if they ask, oh, well, let me hear you sing. Okay, then, oh, my gosh, then it's a whole other story. I'm like, well, wait a minute now. You're already throwing shade at me just because of my skin color. But then all of a sudden you hear me singing, it's no big deal. Hold on a minute now. What are you trying to do?
Well, people are quick to judge a book by its cover.
That's it.
They are quick to judge a book. And, the people love to throw around the term cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
But, soul is soul. And R&B is rhythm and blues. I mean, there's no monopoly. No color has a monopoly on, moving and singing. So
I agree.
And I mean, Janae Aiko, she's Asian, and Mariah Carey, we still don't know what the fuck she is.
Everybody calls me that. Oh, there's Mariah. I say, yeah, that's me. True, at work though.
Oh man, yeah. They people actually call me Lenny Kravitz.
Okay, so look, we can fly away and we can be obsessed all in one day.
Right, all at the same time. Royce is laughing, but look, if I grew my hair out, people at work will be calling me.
What has Lenny Kravitz done lately? I love the Fly Away song. Wasn't it I Want to Get Away?
After he gave us Zoe Kravitz, I think he pretty much was done.
Yeah.
And I was good with that.
You are?
I was good with that.
I like Lenny Kravitz.
I mean, I love Lenny Kravitz, and I respect him forever.
Who is Zoe?
That's his daughter. His completely of age and legal daughter.
Good. That sounds like there's something to this.
Right. Who is very attractive and very beautiful.
Okay, and now I see.
Very talented actress.
You gotta put that out there.
Make sure you check out all her movies. Divergent
cool.
in theaters sometime. I don't know, but it's on Netflix.
It's a commercial on the Verdict podcast.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you this. So outside, I know that you've got the single coming out, Solidified.
You know you want to dance with me. You know you want to dance with me. You know you want to dance with me.
Why October 30th?
Any special reason?
No special reason. It's just a day that
Just a day.
I happened to load it on the thing, and it said it would be released October 30th. I said, okay, why not?
Okay.
And then I found out Shame is October 31st. I said, well, thank God I went. He didn't go before me, because then there's no way I could top him. So thank God I'm before and not after.
Okay, well.
That's how much I love you, Shame.
Okay.
Because you're the best.
Shame getting a lot of shout-outs on here.
I know.
Shame need to cut the check.
Exactly.
You need to write a check.
We have got to work together.
Right.
I've got to tell you that.
Okay, so all right, so Shame, so Sydney Celeste wants to work, and you know we've already confirmed that you're an amicable and friendly guy. So why don't you two link and put something out? You could have I don't know what
Sure, we could come up with something.
You could come up with something. So you could definitely put something together. So outside of the single you got dropping on the 30th, what can we expect, or when will we, what can we expect
when does
coming
the
down?
album drop?
Right.
Album. I'm still recording a few more songs. There's no actual release date. I have an acting agent. I do some stuff like that. I've just done an independent film in October, a drama film. Let's see.
What are we going to catch you in?
The independent film is called A Slight Indiscretion. It won some awards in Canada, I believe, at a film festival. So it'll be debuting, I think, in January. There's a private screening, and I guess it'll go to the film festivals after that.
Okay, so
that's pretty cool.
That is very cool. Go ahead, Royce. You about to say something?
Do you have any specific title for the album, or is it just in the works? Or are you just trying to get singles out?
Yeah, just trying to get singles out. I'm sure it'll be a interesting, deep, well thought topic, as you know. Against Me, Solidified. It'll be something weird like that.
Okay.
It's not going to be candy pop, I promise.
Are you currently working on a new single, since this one's going to drop? Obviously,
yes.
That's just complete.
Yes,
so.
The next one I think will be called Motivation.
Motivation?
Mm-hmm. I did that, recorded that with DJ Dessert from 97. Is he on that station?
No, DJ Dessert?
Uh-huh.
I'm not familiar. I literally just
No, 92.1, not 97. DJ Dessert 92.1.
Is that Choice? Choice
FM?
I literally just moved to this area probably like May, June of this year.
Okay.
So I'm just now meeting a lot of these people for the first time.
Oh, okay.
So but I have been working the scene, just trying to get my face out there. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if you're familiar with like Bishop Omega and Kazi. I just met them.
Bishop Omega, Kazi. No, I should know them though. Who are they? What kind of music do they sing?
Well,
you guys.
Well, Bishop Omega, he's like the host of everything. Anything you go to, I'm not sure if you've seen him. That light skinned dude. He has a beard.
It's not the one that messaged me and said we should do something together. The poet guy. I think he came from you.
He came from
me.
Me.
Verdict. I was going to be here, and then he said something. We should do something. His name is Crime something.
I'm not sure.
Crime like we.
I'm not sure who that particular individual
is.
Is
affiliated with that person.
Right. But
that person.
But I'm all about making connections that are fruitful and productive.
Yes, exactly. Me and you both.
Right. Yeah. Fruitful and productive. So, okay then. So you got some you've done some modeling, done some acting, singer, songwriter, model, actress. What is one thing that you'd like to do that you would say you haven't accomplished yet?
There was an opportunity at one point that I could teach like a class to younger people about the industry, about acting and modeling and stuff. I don't think it came together because they needed somebody right at that moment, and they didn't have. I couldn't go in right at that moment. But I'd like to do something like that in the future, like have a seminar or teach, because I've been through a lot in my life, in my career in this business, and I've seen a lot. Like when I was little, I went to Hollywood and did all that and auditioned and had a bunch of weird stuff happen. So I feel like I could probably tell a lot of, especially young girls, how to keep your head straight in this game, because it's quite a headache if you don't. Let's put it that way.
That's interesting.
You just saw the big scheme come out with the Hollywood producer.
I was just about to ask you that.
Exactly. So you already know.
So you can confirm that a lot of those things
actually happen.
There's a lot of a lot of pedophilia too. I was shocked to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, when I was I'm not going to go into all details, but when I was about 8 years old, when I auditioned for stuff in where was it? L.A. there was a producer that put advances on me, and thank God my mom was in the room.
That's
and
crazy.
Was able to take me out, and I never went back as a child. I've gone back as an adult to Los Angeles, and I did photo shoot, the one that went for the Maxim Finest thing.
Yes.
But other than that, it's a scary place. I got to tell you, even with all the protection in the world, if your mind is not right, it's not so much bodyguard you need. You need to protect this up here.
Corey Feldman tried to tell us that too.
Exactly.
I've been listening to Donatello for years. So since 1988,
Right.
I've been rocking with with Donatello. So he tried to tell me that a long time ago. I think he was on Oprah or something. But and no one believed him.
Yes, people don't want to believe that they think Hollywood is, but it's really true. Everything that glitters is not gold. Trust and believe.
It's not. I will say, I've been to LA a couple of times, though, and I'm the type of person to get completely lost in the sauce because
trust me,
it was just my kind of city. But I'm also, like I said, I'm from Charleston. I'm from South Carolina, so I can only be away from that type of environment for so long.
Yeah.
Even now, I just miss being around the water. I miss being, it's just different people in South Carolina, or even North Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm just big city. I just couldn't stay there. I can visit and play and have fun,
too much.
but it's too much.
It's too much. I need some down home. Yeah,
right.
People there, I remember I went and I got off the plane. I got my rental car and I'm driving. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't been here since I was 10. Where am I going? The GPS took me wrong, and I accidentally pulled the side of the road. Well, didn't accidentally, but I did. And I was looking at the GPS to reset it, and a guy just popped out of nowhere.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God, don't take me like this, Lord.
Wow.
I didn't know what was going to happen.
Right. It's crazy. I remember
it's crazy. You turn your back for 2 seconds and it's a war zone.
Right, it's a done deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but our feet are on solid ground now. We're all good. Don't anybody panic.
Right. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay, so I'm real excited about, definitely about, the new things that you got coming out. Just please, now that we know we've made a connection, just, hit me when you do have, new music, new material coming out.
Definitely.
I'll make sure to shout it out on my pages, my website.
This man supports. Good job.
I do. If we all support each other, then
most definitely
getting to where we need to go.
Right.
Exactly. That's a good point. Let's say that for a minute, because I feel like people think, oh, you have to be in New York. Oh, you have to be in LA. Technically, we have a lot of talented people here. If we would just, instead of going if we would do this, there's no telling what we could do. That's my opinion.
Well, the thing about it is you have to win with perception. So everybody has to feel like, oh, this person went to LA or California. They're big time. As we just got finished saying, remember, everything that sparkles is not silver. Silver, rather. Well, right. Well, the masses are sometimes, shallow in their thinking.
Exactly.
So it can be a little tricky to navigate those waters. But
right.
What about you, Royce? Did you have anything else?
Actually, I wanted to touch on where you said support in this area, because you said in the Triangle there's a lot of support. I actually disagree.
You disagree as well?
Yeah, because as far as her genre of music, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get put on versus because what you were naming were majority rappers and whatnot. And I think in the Triangle, local rappers support each other a lot more. Versus, trying to get out there and be an R&B singer or gospel singer, any type of singer. Period.
Singers are trust me.
It's a lot harder.
All those
I'm
events
assuming.
or whatever that I've gone to is like, okay, there's just me and everybody else, and I'm like, oh great,
exactly.
Here we go again. I'm never gonna win just because I'm a singer. They're always gonna pick a rapper.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but you would know your experience more than me. However. I just think that the area, has a lot of love and support for its own.
It does.
I just think that you have to. There's politics that you have to play. That
it's all about who you know.
It's all about
who you know. And then it's all about who you know and who you are in front of. But we're changing the culture right now. And I wholeheartedly believe after this episode comes out, you'll definitely have my fans, they like to put little horse heads underneath people's pictures because
Okay.
we got those two. I don't know if you saw my cover art, but it was those two knights, the chess pieces.
Yes.
It was facing off. Okay,
Yes,
so my fans, they like to put little horse heads under people's pictures. So you'll start seeing them horse heads popping up here and there.
Okay. So that means good.
Yeah, just me.
I'm like, what does it
that's
mean?
That's just the jury just checking in.
Okay.
You know,
saying
saying what's up.
Giving you the
still in
green
court
light.
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever.
Giving you the stamp. You know what I'm
The
saying?
verdict is
Right,
Exactly. The
giving-
verdict
okay.
is in. You're good.
Right. The verdict is in and you are
Thank
good.
God.
That's what those little horse
But I
head
mean,
means.
but in general, like support, I have a lot of support, like all over the place. Like
Wonderful.
my fans are everywhere. Thank
Good,
goodness.
good.
But I wish I do. I mean, it's you like hometown to support, but I mean, hey, support is support. So beggars can't be choosers.
Okay.
Just be happy you've got somebody.
We're working on
You
it.
know.
When I have, I'm actually working on a festival, Splash Fest. When I put that together, right. When I put that together, I like to. It's like a mix, very eclectic mix. So I
Yeah.
definitely make sure to get you involved in that.
Yeah, cool.
Get
I
you some
appreciate it.
some stage
When will
time.
it be?
I have no
What month
idea.
is it? It's
Still in the works.
Because I can't take any time off from my 22 jobs.
If you keep going, it's going to be 23.
I can't take
Catching up with me.
Right, I can't take any time off my 22 jobs, but most likely it'll be in the summer of next year.
Oh gosh, get me before I'm too old. That my birthday's in the summer.
Most likely
kidding.
it'll be in the summer of next year.
I'm kidding. I'm young.
Well, I mean, yeah. Earlier I did a little bit of math
I'm not gonna. I did the same
from
thing.
when you said
When
said
TJ came and saved your life,
Right.
to right now.
So how old
know?
do you think I am?
I would say.
I would say mid
25.
Yeah, mid 20s.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Okay, mid 20s. Okay, so we'll leave it there because I'm out of gas. It was well.
You're out of gas?
Let me ask you this though.
Oh, okay. Wait, he's got gas.
One more. This is
This
the
is
gas
the reserve tank.
Right, the gas light just came on.
Okay, go ahead.
But I do love to ask this question.
Okay.
What is one thing, first you can either answer what's one misconception that people may have about you, or what's one thing that you would like people to know about you that they may not?
So answer both or one or the other?
One or the other, or both.
What's one misconception? That maybe I am, because a lot of people don't know my backstory. They don't realize I've been singing since I was little. They don't realize I've actually had a deal offered. They don't realize that I've been putting time in. So they think, oh, she just popped up out of nowhere. She just decided not to do modeling anymore, and now all of a sudden she's a singer. That's not true. I have been singing all my life. I just didn't take the deals that were given to me because they were crappy deals. So I kept going, and I pursued modeling so I could still keep my face in the game, so that when the time came, now that I found the right people to work with, because I knew that it would come, because I knew, I feel like you know what the universe has in store for you, and I just knew this was for me. So I said, if I just keep on doing something, eventually I can get my foot where it needs to go. And that's what I've done. But it's not just that I just all of a sudden popped in there. So that's probably one misconception. And one thing I'd like people to know about me is that I believe in the goodness of people. I believe that the world is a beautiful place if only we would just work together. I believe that music can help everyone if you just listen with the right mindset. If you listen, especially if you listen to my lyrics, listen to what I talk about. There's a lot going on in the world that I touch on. I feel like everybody has a gift, and I feel like my gift is to not just be a public figure, but really speak into people's lives and, show people, look, life is tough, like I said. Trust me, I know. But this little girl got through it, and so can you. So trust and believe that this girl and long hair and zebras and all this is not all there is to it. There's a real soul that has a lot to say. So keep listening. Clean out your ears, because it's coming. There you go.
Okay.
Phew.
Boom. I like that.
Hey, she let us know.
All right. Definitely let us know.
You know.
Okay.
Hashtag
All right. So at this time, I do want to thank you I appreciate you being patient with me, putting up with all the minor delays.
No problem.
It seemed like some force was working against me to try to stop me from doing
Don't let
what
it
I
be
was
against
doing.
you.
Right. But
Don't make me sing the song.
right.
Whew.
but we prevailed over whatever negative energies were trying to not let me be great because that does
always great.
That does seem
Trust
to happen.
And believe.
Okay, so again, if you like this episode of The Verdict, please subscribe, rate, comment, share, review. Put your mama on, your brother, your sister. Play this in,
we need support. Remember.
Right, play this in your car at high volumes, especially at the parts where I'm giving away the handles where you can follow me.
Right.
Like right now, you can follow The Verdict at The Verdict Podcast on Instagram and SoundCloud. I'm gonna keep it simple. Just go to those two places, and then if you discover other handles, then we'll handle it like that. But right now, just check us out on Instagram and SoundCloud at The Verdict Podcast. What about you, Royce?
Definitely, most definitely. Catch me on Instagram R59 or Snapchat R-59. Mostly Snapchat, but I'm still on Instagram just to get my foot in the door. So if you're there, definitely add me. Definitely add him. Definitely add him. Definitely.
Okay. And so one more time, Miss Sydney, why don't you go ahead and put us on and also your website too.
Yes, my website is celesterosemodel.com, where I have a plethora of everything from modeling to acting to music. And my Instagram is at _Sydney Celeste _. My Twitter is at _Sydney _Celeste. I just changed it. My bad, you guys. I'm normally better at saying it.
Okay. And
where can we get your music at?
It's on iTunes and Spotify, and the new one will be on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora.
Okay. Good. And I'll make sure to shout out a link to it.
I'll send you a link on October 30th when it comes out.
For sure.
You like how I did?
On October 30th.
The day before we dress up and pretend we're all, bats or whatever we are.
Right.
I'm going to be a leper. I'm pretty sure y'all will not recognize me because I'm always a leper.
What
with my spots.
What about you, Mr. TJ? What are you thinking about going? Do you still dress up for Halloween? No.
Yeah,
okay.
we don't. What do we do?
We
go out. For
you
Halloween.
drink. Drink though, right?
Yeah, I'm like,
Yes.
I don't feel like paying the dentist bill when the children get. So I'm like, we're not going to give them candy here. Apples.
Nah, that would be torture.
I'm playing.
I haven't decided what I'll be yet, but
I was just about to ask, are you still dressing up?
Actually, yes. I was a late.
It's almost Halloween.
Right. I was a late bloomer with I grew up in a religious household as well, very religious.
So my mom South Carolina.
Right. My mom did not play that, so. And
yeah.
I didn't play it for a long time either. It's only been like the last 2 to 3 years. I'm like, I'm dressing up.
Day,
right? Yeah,
it's just a day. I'm dressing up, and I'm getting drunk. I'm gonna dress up and get drunk. Like
exactly.
So that's what I'm gonna do.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's tune into your Instagram that day.
Yeah, definitely. You have to follow me on whatever whatever channels to check me out. But you'll be able to get all this and more if you check out my website, thehouseofsplash.com. A work in progress, but I promise you, I will get finished soon. And if anybody knows where I Am West is, just tell them, hey, you remember that podcast you were on? It's still going on. So if you want to come up and and co-host, we greatly appreciate. We would really appreciate.
It's cool, Wes. Take your time. I'm here for the feeling. So just take a couple weeks off. I got you, Wes. It's all good.
All right. Hey, I don't know.
I gotta meet. Who is it, Wes?
I am Wes Taylor.
Yeah, you didn't tag him. You tagged him.
No, I did tag him. I think.
Oh, you did.
I think I did tag him.
Okay, I'll meet you soon, Wes.
Right. Yeah, he'll be around. But he does a lot. He's in the military, so he travels back and forth a lot. Mm-hmm. He actually just got back.
Well, thank you for your service. That's a nice thing to do.
Thank you,
we
Wes.
appreciate.
I'm not thanking him for nothing because he ain't right here. He ain't serving.
He's not here tonight.
You got to serve everyone, Wes.
Yeah, he's not right here fulfilling the service that we agreed upon.
Listen to him fulfilling his service.
But sure. Thanks for your service, though, bro. Okay, so other than that, we out of here.
Around me, they expect a show.